I expected it to be close. I didn't expect it to be as close as it was. That was probably one of the most intense games we've played in.
Because we played Tassie early in the week, beat them by a little bit. I think they'd be a little bit bitter about that, and really wanted to come out in the final. And I think it was the first time they'd been in a final. So I think they really wanted to show everyone that they could beat us.
My parents were there. It was the first tournament back, obviously, from all my stuff, so they're all really stoked and excited.
We just wanted to make everyone proud because everyone's watching, your family, your friends. You don't want to disappoint them, you don't want to disappoint your team as well. So we just wanted to get the job done.
You always know a grand final or a final is always going to be a different game. Big crowd, people come out pumped up, and all sorts of things can happen.
Oh, there's definitely a rivalry. Well, we rival with any team just because we're such a small state and no one ever backs us to win, and especially going against Victoria in the final where no one even thought it'd be close.
People still coming up to me now saying it's the best game they've ever seen. Yeah, the process for us started in September when we put nominations out.
I got an email saying you've been invited to state tryouts and stuff, and we flew down, I think the boys up here, and we did, I think, maybe 1 or 2 of the tryouts.
The process of, once the state team was picked, it was a pretty tough process. We had 5 kids here in Victoria and we had 5 kids at the Centre of Excellence. And we had to try and squeeze a lot in a small period of time.
We went back over the Christmas holidays, and the team was picked before that. The team was picked while we were up here, and then we came back for the Christmas holidays and had a pretty big training schedule that Trevor set out for us, and that was sort of when we did the bulk of our stuff together.
I remember one weekend, I think it was about 3 weekends out, 3 weeks out before the start of the Nationals, we jumped, an assistants, myself, my physio, jumped in the bus with the 5 Victorian-based kids and took off up to Canberra and met up with the guys up there, stayed at Canberra for the weekend at the Institute, and played practice matches and trained up there for the weekend, which in hindsight now is really beneficial that we got that done. Over their journey as 16s and 18s, it's really cutthroat Vic Metro versus Vic Country, and you would think when you combine those two at the 20s level that there still may be some sort of animosity between them slightly, but not at all. Not at all. They come together, they're great mates, and they work extremely hard.
We think we bonded straight away, especially with Jack and George. They knew that George played last year, so he knew it pretty well. But I think Jack came in and just settled in straight away.
I didn't really feel as though there was a rivalry coming into it. Although when I was with Country Vic, obviously, I still wanted to knock them off and stuff. But yeah, as soon as we got into the team, I felt like part of the team. We got better as the week went on, which is kind of what we wanted in a way. Not to hit our peak early and just kind of died down as the week went on. But yeah, I think everyone got better during the week as the week went on, individually as well as a team.
I reckon it was that double day when we played Tasmania and New South Wales, 2 of the toughest teams, I guess. Just get to perform early in the morning and then back it up like 6 hours later, so it was pretty mentally tough.
Normally we have a day off, middle of the tournament. We didn't have that this year. Normally 6 games get you a grand final win in an under-20s national. We had to go to 8 games this year without a break. We had injuries. We had bits and pieces, niggles.
A little bit nervous coming in, but also I had confidence in our guys that we could get it done, and we all believed that we could.
The pressure was on, but I think we wanted the pressure, that's what we play for, and we've earned that reputation.
So this is my first kind of gold medal game at a national championship, so I was pretty nervous, but I was pretty excited at the same time.
You're playing in front of your own crowd, you want everyone to come out there, spend their Saturday night watching us lose. That's the worst possible thing. You just want to make everyone proud because everyone's watching, your family, your friends. You don't want to disappoint them, you don't want to disappoint your team as well. So you just want to get the job done.
You know, they have a swag, a bit of arrogance. They know, you know, when they walk into the stadium, you know, they know that they're probably going to be the best team here.
And my expectation being a Victorian is that we win it. There's nothing else. You know, it's instilled in us way back that you're a Victorian and you don't lose. Bit of a dogfight all the way through that first half, and like I said, we went down. Big shot made by them on the buzzer, I think, at the finish of the first half. Put them 4 points up.
Just in the first half, we came out, we got a little bit of a shock. They came out with a lot of energy, and then it sort of probably didn't play out how we would have planned.
I think the players kind of really got on each other a bit, not in a bad way, but I think just trying to pump each other up, just kind of like give each other some self-belief and stuff.
I think we knew we had to find something, and we knew Tassie weren't going to go away.
We didn't have anything to lose. No one expected us to be in the final. No one expected us to win. So we just said, look, it's our last time we're going to play together with this group. We want to be the best Tasmanian team ever to play. And so we just went out and gave everything. We didn't really have a strategy. In the end, we just said, look, we just got to play. We got to play our hardest.
Once again, a dogfight. You know, you try in the second half of the game. You try and mix your defence up a little bit. We were pretty successful when we went to a 1-2-2 three-quarter court trap. They spat the ball up a couple of times out of that, and we trapped back into a 2-3 zone, which was effective.
I think the second half was a crazy half of basketball. I think there was a lot of people that were getting very tired at the end there towards the fourth quarter, and like we just there were some players that I didn't even know how it happened.
So they were making some unbelievable shots from the perimeter. You know, they shot a high percentage, mid-40s I think, from the perimeter. So you know, when we were defending, they were shots with hands in the shot pocket and really well contested shots. So when there's teams shooting like that from the perimeter, it makes life difficult. At 7 down, people would be thinking, well, he's cooked, or they're cooked. Not with these guys.
Everyone made big plays in that last quarter, especially.
We're down 5 with minutes to go and managed to tie it up, which was pretty crazy.
Yep, big shot. 3, nope.
That was when you knew we were a great team because everyone was stepping up and making big plays, but not for themselves, but for one another. Like when Joel passed me that pass, I couldn't have done it without my teammates, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, overtime has been called.
Oh wow.
Going into OT, the first overtime, I felt a bit nervous, not to be honest. I've never been in an overtime game before, so you know, it just hyped me up even more. I just want to win this so bad.
The first overtime, you know, we drew up a play out of the shuffle set to get Jack White a dunk.
Sort of said to Trev, like, I got a play that's going to work here. I think it was the first play of the overtime.
Well, we ran a reverse action and got into Jack, and it was a dunk. And you kind of think that might have just been about the thing that broke their back, but they just kept coming. They just kept coming.
That was Tasmania for me. Like that summed them up for me. They just wouldn't go away, and they were playing out of their skin. And Tanner was shooting some crazy shots from like crazy deep, and people really up in his space.
Hit maybe 2 in a row, and then I started to feel it a little more. And then, I just didn't think about them. I didn't think about it. I just shot the ball, and they kept going in.
When that's happening, it's really hard to, it is really hard to combat.
But yeah, to be honest, yeah, it was pretty deflating, I guess. Like, we'd done all that hard work, and then they come up and bank a 3. It was like, oh, Jesus.
Especially when we're fighting so hard to get our shots, and someone's got a hand right in his face and it's going down. It's pretty devastating. Each time you hit one, it's just like, what can you do? And every time you hit one, it just got harder and harder. So, but yeah, he was amazing.
We are experiencing a big storm that had been building all week, and it's just caused a few of the lights here to flicker. So we're just going to have a short break of play until these lights come back on, or until the players' eyes adjust. We're just going to have a few technical changes.
No, the lights went out early in the game when Tasmania started shooting the ball from the perimeter.
Yeah, and that was kind of very surprising. Like, there was the fire alarm in the round games and the power outage in the final. So I guess we'd already overcome a bit of adversity in that way. So it wasn't, I guess, as much as a big deal as what it was.
You know what, I don't think it affected the game at all. It didn't affect us, and I don't think it affected the guys, the Tasmanian guys. I think they stayed pretty well focused. Both teams stayed focused, knew what we had to do, and as soon as they said, do you want to play in this light? Yeah, everyone, let's go.
There's about a 5 to 6 second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Victoria lead 105 to 104 as the clock winds down.
Yeah, well, obviously they needed to kind of try and get a steal or whatever. Like, the shot clock was winding down. There was probably only 3 to 4 second differential. So they went and doubled Tommy, and I guess we were a bit slow to react.
Then we had Big Jock Perry diving on it on the floor. We had Jack White after it.
And then Jock nearly got it, and then it kind of got deflected to me. I just tried to chuck it up.
And the young guard Barker grabbed the ball, kicked a head pass to, I think it was Chilcott, and Chilcott took the shot.
You know, I had a pretty good view. It looked like it was going into me.
This is not happening right now. I can't believe if this goes down, I'm not going to know what I'm going to do.
So I was like, oh, don't go in, don't go in.
A little disappointed. I mean, when you lose, you go that far, and to lose by just that much, it was devastating. But I remember that play, and afterwards, you know, I was devastated. But I remembered Joe Chilcott, who took that shot, my best friend. I grew up playing with him, so I knew as soon as he shot it and he missed, he just started crying and he was just bawling his eyes out. So all my attention just turned away from how I was feeling. And I just remember going up to him, and I just, you know, encouraged him, and I told him, you know, so it was a really emotional moment.
Well, I pretty much just turned around and tried to find whoever was around me, and just kind of gave him a hug, and just kind of jumped around, went crazy, and yelled a bit and stuff. I know it was kind of surreal. Like, these other guys had won like 3 championships already, and that was my first. So like, it was pretty cool. But like, even though they had won 3, it was kind of felt like their first, because it was such a big game.
Yeah, just everything, just relief, and just like so much excitement from coming from such a tough game, double overtime, just knowing that we finally got it done after, you know, we really had to work for it. And yeah, it was something really special that I'll never forget. And I just remember that ball bouncing up in the air, and just, you know, when it bounced out, it was probably one of the best feelings I've ever had, which was, yeah, really good.
and they were elated at the end of the game. Fantastic, they were great. And for me, I just probably wanted to go and find somewhere to hide. I was buggered.
I think it was really special for me, especially after everything I'd been through, just to say, I'm back and I'm ready and I can do this again. And like, I was just so exhausted. I could hardly stand up, but I was just so overwhelmed, so happy.
That's probably the best team I've played with, definitely, because we had that bond on and off the court. We just had fun. So yeah, that's pretty good memory.
Probably think at that point in time, I was probably thinking, thank God it's over. You know, because that's enough. The crowd had a hoot. They loved it. People coming up, still coming up to me now saying it's the best game they've ever seen.